So now, if you go down those stairs, that's where the armorer is, or no, the blacksmith, that's what they call it. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to clean out the church, which has the Firekeeper soul in it, which you need to get the Estus Flask +1. And the Estus Flask +1 makes your health potions more effective.
So pretty helpful.
It's extremely helpful to have. And clearing out this church isn't by any means... Well, it's not too bad. It's relatively easy. If you're smart and patient about it, and if you can kill one of those knights, you shouldn't have a problem with this church. It's just that there's a lot of them, and you have to be careful about like not activating, annoying, triggering, aggroing, too many of them at once. I think there's 5 knights that you're going to be fighting in that church. In addition to, plus this one on the way there. So, you just got to really be patient about how you handle the whole thing. Also, after you clear out the church, that'll unlock the shortcut back to the Firelink Shrine, which makes it a lot easier to get the 10 Estus Flasks instead of just the 5. So I haven't talked about that at all. So the humanity in the top left corner, you can spend humanity to revert to the human form, which costs 1 humanity. Mm-hmm. But also, you can spend 1 humanity to kindle one of the bonfires, which lets you get 10 Estus Flasks at a bonfire instead of just 5.
Indefinitely? Or just
at that one bonfire. It's bonfire specific.
Okay. So
I kindled the very first one because that one you're going to end up going to a lot, so I figured that one would be worth it. Mm-hmm. But the other ones, I wouldn't necessarily bother putting humanity into it until you can farm some of the rats later on in the game and get a lot of humanity to spare. Mm-hmm. So yeah, be sure to pick up that basement key. That's going to unlock a very essential part of the game later on. So I killed the first knight that came running out, and you can see at the very end of that hall there is a huge knight. He's actually very easy to kill, but it takes a while to aggro him. There's also one small knight to the left of this door, and I'm just trying to make sure that I only piss off one of them and not both of them at the same time. So slowly walk around that corner and then drag him back outside. So you're kind of fighting him away from everything else that's going on. So, as with all the other enemies for this very first part of the game, the idea is let them hit your shield, then they kind of bounce back off, and then it leaves them completely open to a counterattack. Mm-hmm. That's not necessarily the strategy for a lot of the bosses, or mini-bosses, rather. But for most of the... I guess I would call these mini-bosses, because they're not like the mini-boss, like the one I'm going to fight in a second.
But they're not easy.
But these guys also respawn. I think that's the key difference right here. Like the big black knight at the end of the hall, mm-hmm. He will not respawn after you kill him the first time. And the other black knights that I've been avoiding so far in this game, they do not respawn as well. But those mini knights do. So do not run too far into here. There's a mini boss directly above you that shoots magic down at you. So drag him out. So it's funny, this guy scared the hell out of me the first time that I fought him, because look at this guy. He's huge. He's got an enormous shield. He's got a huge club for a weapon, but he's actually the easiest of all of them to kill because he's the slowest by far. Again, you can block all of his attacks, drag him out into this area just so you have more room to run around him. And then after he attacks, like when you see him start to wind up to attack, hold the shield and then try to get behind him. Because like 1 or 2 good backstabs will kill him very quickly. And I'm at this point in the game, I'm still trying to figure out like exactly the best way to backstab. But what happens is you can't stab someone in the back while they're in their attacking animation. So you can see right there, he kind of swung at me, and then it takes him kind of a second to get back into his normal stance. When he's just standing there is the only time that you can get a backstab. So if they're like still kind of recovering from their lunging attack, you can't get a backstab. So sometimes you'd have to kind of just wait a fraction of a second for them to kind of default, and then you can get a good backstab on them. So this guy, this is the first time you're seeing magic, I think.
And you can block it?
No. I took damage when I was blocking it there.
Oh.
You reduce some of the damage. Like if you go into your stats, you can see what percentage of the magic damage you block. But right now, there's probably no way you're going to be able to block 100% of the magic damage.
That was easy.
Yeah, he's extremely weak. Extremely weak. Very easy to kill, guys. So just sprint up here. Grab this glowing orb right there. This is the Firekeeper soul. And now if you go left out that door, it takes you right back to the original bonfire that I started this whole thing at. But you don't want to do that. You want to take this elevator, which permanently unlocks this shortcut, and takes you right back down to ground zero.
We started the game?
Well, no, not the Firelink shrine. Not like the insane asylum that you're in at the very beginning, or the undead asylum, actually. Just the main hub. So, obviously, refill your Estus flasks and heal, and then walk down these stairs over here to the right, and talk to the deaf lady, the mute lady in the cave. And she can reinforce your Estus flasks at the cost of that Firekeeper soul.